Hi everyone. I've been asked by a number of people about how to look at living life post transition. So I thought I'd put a short video together so that you can have a few ideas to think about for yourself. The main thing to remember is that everybody's transition is completely individual to yourself. So you will have done it your own way, whether that's partly social transition, some social, some medical, all social, or all medical, or all. It's entirely your choice what you would like, what you have chosen to have, or what you would like to have in the future. Even if you are just starting out, this is still potentially something that you can consider for the future, because before you know it, that day will be here, even if it feels like it's going to take a long time. And I appreciate that at the moment, transition times, unless you go private, which many people cannot afford, it can take a while. But before you know it, you, even if you're not fully through transition, you can start feeling more comfortable through aspects of social transition, through starting hormones. It's a journey that we all take in various stages. What you choose to do is what you choose to do. And it's not for anybody else to tell you whether that is right or wrong. You are you. You are an individual. You do you. Be you. Be the happiest version of you that you can be. So you can often get to a point where you've gone as far as you want. You might only want to socially transition. You might only want to take hormones. You might want somewhere in the middle. That's all completely fine. But the question then is, when you have got yourself to a place that you are happy, what do you do next? Because the whole thing, unfortunately, with transition is it can feel like it becomes part of your trans identity, because we wait for ages, we wait in queues for various things, we're continually planning or looking for when the next appointment might be, and suddenly one day you will wake up and you won't have those appointments. You'll be where you want to be. You'll be hopefully happy in yourself and more confident in yourself, and hopefully living the life that you want to live. And so then suddenly realizing that you're not having to put time aside to go to the gender clinic or whatever can sometimes almost be a bit daunting and confusing, because suddenly you've got all this time that you didn't have before because you were waiting for appointments to happen. And when you start getting to the point where they're mainly done, you can start planning for yourself. The one thing I would recommend highly is, where possible, keep records for yourself of any letters sent to your doctor or to yourself from the various medical professionals that you have seen. That way, should you need to move doctors, or if you move areas, anything that might get lost, you've got a copy of. And any new doctor can take a copy of those pieces of paper, because that way then you're not potentially then going to have a delay in waiting for medication, or a delay in surgery if that might be what you're waiting for. And therefore your information is there. You can make a copy, give a new GP those copies. If you need to find a trans friendly GP, there is a very useful website called Action for Trans Health. I think that's .org.uk. I will put it into the comments below when I'm finished. They have a very useful website should you need to find somebody who is trans friendly. So keep the documents. It doesn't matter how long you keep them for. You've got them then as your record of the things that you've had done, medications that you have taken or need to take, and the dosages, plus any recommendations from endocrinologists or the gender clinic. Same applies if you've gone privately. Keep a record. That way you won't necessarily have to pay for any extra copies to be sent to you. So when you're post-transition, or when you're starting to look at being post-transition, you can look at choosing to live your life however you wish. Some people don't want to tell new people that they meet that they're trans. Again, your choice, your identity, you do you. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. It's nobody's business but yours. If you wish to be out, again, perfectly fine. Who you choose to tell is up to you, and you don't have to tell everybody either if you don't wish to. You may choose to tell people that want to come into your, or that you would like to come into your private circle of friends, but otherwise who you tell is your business and your business alone. If you want to look at hobbies, things like that, sometimes, especially with the wait times we have, taking up new hobbies or studying something new can be a way of passing the time, could lead you to an occupation or a hobby for the future, which can keep you occupied, or it can lead you into an occupation post-transition. Looking at the things that you might like to do once you are living authentically as the person you know you truly are. Not that you're not living authentically before, I should clarify, but when you feel more yourself, then you may feel more confident to take on things that you may not have wished to do pre-transition. So have a think about those things. Consider what might be fun, what you might like to try. It doesn't matter if you try it and don't like it. You're just getting nearer to things that you do like, and you're not necessarily wasting time considering options that you've tried and don't like. Sometimes we need to try it to know whether we're going to like something or not. There's nothing wrong with trying it once. If you don't like it, you know you don't. If you do, you can explore it, learn more about it, see if it's something that you may like to look into long term. And as I say, some people have found ways to make new hobbies into new incomes, or they've found a way to actually make a living out of doing some of these fun things that they've tried. If you might like a new career, have a look, have a think. Are there any courses that you can do for free or not as expensively? Websites like futurelearn.co.uk can be useful. You can do the course. If you want the certificate, you then have to pay for it. But the courses can be varied range between quite cheap and quite expensive. But it's worth a look if there's something there that again you think you might want to study for a career, for a hobby, and look into doing some new things for you. What the question I think to ask yourself is, what would I like to do to live my best life? Once the transitional aspect is out of the way, we may always say we're in transition, but in life generally we are always in transition because aspects of life change day in and day out. But once the actual hard work of becoming who we know we truly are is done, and we are now into the aspects of where we would like to go post transition. There are many options to think of. So have a think. What would you like your life to look like when you have more time and you're not going to the gender clinic or waiting for appointments with various doctors or surgeons? How would you like to spend the time post transition? There's no right or wrongs. You do you. But ultimately, find things that you think you might enjoy. Find the friends that will be your new family if you need one, or your supportive network that will help guide you and support you and help you as you work your way into the next phase of your day-to-day life. If I can be of any help, please feel free to get in touch. I'm happy to have a chat with you, but otherwise, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your day, have a great time, and hopefully I'll catch up with people soon. Take care.